Hello YouTube, what's up everybody? My name is Ace and I'm going to be talking about what is the best attachments to be using right now in Apex. We're not going to be going over the purple attachments or anything like that, everyone knows those. We're going over the new corrupted attachments. So, this is what you should be using on every single gun. Well, every single class of gun, because usually every single gun in the same class is kind of the same. So that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So first we're going to start with shotguns. So, like everyone's favorite shotgun is usually the Peacekeeper. I do see a lot of Mozambiques and a lot of Mastiffs being used. So, obviously, you're going to be using your shotgun bolt. If you like sights, you can use your sight. Me, personally, I like the iron sight of the PK. I do understand if you like using the one-times. But it's obviously going to be the standard stock, which is overpowered on these shotguns. Especially on characters like Maggie and Gibby.
I'm back in action, boys.
So
Let's do this, brothers.
Everyone knows he has
Gibraltar's upgraded and feeling fine.
And you also get fast shotties.
Oh yeah, got an upgrade.
So whenever you have the, you run faster than Octane. Whenever you are running like this, it makes him insanely good for getting away, to go craft banners, and to engage in fights. You can just run into a fight like this. If you want to.
They'll never shoot these.
Weapons you should be using this season are the PK, Mastiff, and Mozambique. The Eva doesn't really, it's not really too good right now. Kind of in a regress meta. He's obviously, it's not the worst gun in the game. You ready to hit every single shot. And now of course you have your double power that you shoots kind of slow. Mastiff and the Mozambiques are always the same, but the Mozambiques you can only have the shotgun bolt. We're going the sniper rifles. Of course, you have your wingman. So this one's definitely a preference thing. I recommend that you use probably the laser with a purple mag, and obviously a one times. Ooh, dumbass. Women's obviously gonna be a go-to weapon for a lot of people, especially on mouse and keyboard and in PC lobbies. And the new hipfire with this laser sight is overpowered and is insane. I ran too much of using it. If someone's really good at the wingman, you should be using the new iron sight. And that really kind of goes for everything else. Sentinel, you should be using probably the, yeah, you should be using the stock for sure. The stock's pretty crazy. What is the stock? I don't know these sniper rifles. You do lose some of your magazine size, but your fire rate's insane, your reload speed's lowered, and your weapon handling is better, so you move quicker, you reload faster, and you have a better rate of fire. I'm gonna go on to ARs. So all the ARs in the game, R301, I feel like R301, there is a mixture between two. If you have a lot of trouble with controlling R301, which you really shouldn't unless you are like a new player, you should be using the new magazine, which everyone probably is like, no, you should probably be using the barrel. The reason why you use the magazines because you're not going to be hitting most of your shots. Your shots that you can have with the R301. Obviously. The magazine is also, in my opinion, one of the best attachments in the game right now. But R301, in my opinion, the best attachment you can possibly use right now is the barrel. Using the barrel, always. Actually, like, no recoil. Like, whenever I first used it, I had trouble controlling the recoil because there's that little of recoil on the gun. I had a hard time with it. Now, the gun, well, obviously the Hemlock, you're going to use the new magazine. It gives you 34 ammo, which is insane for the gun that is this good. Flatline, you should be using magazine. And energy weapons, Havoc, you should probably be using magazine as well, because the new energy weapons stuff. Nemesis, it's really a preference thing, just like the R301, barrel or magazine. Nemesis is still crazy, you should be using the Nemesis if you want to run energy weapons. And I think that's all the ARs right now. Now we're on the DMRs. The G7 Scout just got back onto the ground.
I've got to pick an upgrade.
So you can use pretty much all of the attachments except for the laser sight on the G7 Scout. The magazine, it gives you around 20 bullets, which is pretty crazy. 7. Also, don't be using the sight on the G7, obviously. In my personal opinion, I prefer the barrel on it. Headshot damage is increased, recoil control is increased, and your hipfire is a lot lowered, but you really shouldn't be hipfiring with this gun. If you're running a G7 Scout, you should be running an SMG every time you run this weapon. G7 Scout and I-301 are probably the best guns right now to use. Not including some of the guns we're going to get into next, which are good for certain characters. Right now, these are kind of like the baseline guns, obviously. Then you have your 30-30, which is in the care package, which is insane. It does so much to the head. If I can hit a bullet 99 to the head, it's insane. If you can pick this gun up, you should be running it. Obviously, unless you're me, because I am ass with DMRs right now. I haven't really been running them since you haven't gotten to the ground, so
the upgrade.
my DMR game is a little bit down. Now we're on to LMGs. So the LMG you should probably be using this season is the Spitfire, and the main reason is because it is insane. The Spitfire is crazy on the Axle, and it is crazy on Rampart.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. Don't ask questions.
Right now. So you have, obviously, you're going to use overflow magazine. All your attachments, you should be running the 1x, or you would want to run the 1x 2x, because the 1x is actually really good on the Spitfire.
Putting up some amped cover.
This, and you basically have 65 bullets, and you can have instant ammo and just for damage. It is insanely overpowered, and you should. Rampart is definitely a really good pick. I recommend that you use Rampart just because of this. Rampart's really good if you want to play a little bit more slower play style. And also, I think a couple seasons ago they added in the roof, which
better
is
choose
really
an upgrade.
So Rampart is a really good pick this season if you want to run LMGs. Now the Rampage is not my favorite gun.
Nothing does me better than an LMG.
You should be running on all the LMGs. You should be running the magazine, every single one. Even the Devo. Devo is in the magazine. But with the Rampage, obviously you have, where are they at? Holy cow. Right there. You got the Daesh. You can charge your Rampage and do insane amounts of damage with all this ammo that you have in it. So right now, if you're running Rampart, you can run the Rampage, you can have a shit ton of these thermites. Yeah, you have a shit ton of these thermites in your inventory. Obviously. Now we are going to go. Actually, hold on. We can talk about the L-Star a little bit. The L-Star, I do not recommend the L-Star on this character simply because it's my favorite weapon, and it does work the same way as all the other ninja weapons. I would use it on Axle if you're going to use it on anybody. But yes, the L-Star is still really good. Now we're on to SMGs. Now these, I'm gonna pair the pistols with SMGs because the B20 is the only pistol over here because I already did this, the Wingman. So the SMGs are probably the best guns in the game right now. I recommend using SMGs in the DMR or SMGs in the AR this season.
Right.
So we're gonna. It's my favorite gun in the game, the R99. Me personally, there is a lot of controversy around this gun right now. There's a lot of debate. what is the best attachment to run on this gun? You have the magazine, the laser sight, which is the biggest favorite, and you also have the stock, which is very underrated. We're on stock right now. We're gonna max this out. I'm gonna show you how good this stock is. So the stock, basically,
Amp is getting backed up.
you have to hit every single bullet to one mag somebody with the stock. See, I didn't hit every single bullet. But, I did not one mag. But right there, I wasn't every single bullet. I think I missed maybe like 2 bullets. I missed 3 bullets right there. You can barely tell. Right there, I hit every single bullet. And they died.
Time for an upgrade.
So if you're gonna run the stock, you have to have really good control with this gun. You have to have really good aim. So if you're going to stock, obviously you need to warm up in the firing range. But you do get used to it over time. Obviously I haven't that warmed up today. I also haven't been playing this game that much recently, so my aim is a lot more rusty than usual. But the stock is probably my favorite to run. Just because you run faster with it, you do reload quicker, and your magazine design is regressed, which is a big problem, which is going to bring to my point, the next point I'm going to have, which is the magazine. The magazine is really good on the R9, even though it does reload slower. I recommend the magazine, which is probably what I'm mainly going to be using on this gun this season. Because of the fact that you can kill somebody with a 1 mag and you still have 12 bullets left.
Some juicy upgrades just sitting there.
To at least break somebody's shield. And the biggest thing about the mags, everyone's like, well, you reload slower. That's a big problem. If you're using the R99 and you cannot get into cover, you should not be using the R99. The R99 is a very punishable weapon to use. You have to hit your bullets with this gun, which is a really big reason why the magazine is really good, because it, like this, I can redirect my aim towards the target. There's a lot of problems with this gun, especially my friends. And they ask me what attachment they should run. I always say the magazine, and they tell me that they prefer the laser sight, which we're about to get into right now. The laser sight is everyone's favorite to run on this gun, and it's for a good reason. It's really good. In my opinion, though, you should only run the laser sight on characters who are fast, like Axel and Octane, or characters with an overtime effect, like Loba and Bangalore. And you're asking, well, Loba doesn't have a Bangalore. Loba doesn't have an overtime effect. She does. And so does Crypto. Crypto also has that effect.
I'm not done yet.
On, I think, unless I took, yeah. So you have your fast attack, recovery, and speed.
Upgrade chosen.
Jump position. Your attack, you have your you have the overtime effect. It's not a fast one, but if you're really good at the game and you know how to play Loba, you can use the slide with it. And sliding in this game is a very big thing when it comes to firing. When you're pushing a fight, you should pull your knife out and you should slide, which I'll probably make a video about how I got better at fighting in this game. But, no, we're gonna go back to Axel. Axel's probably the best character right now to use the iron sight on. Simply because of sliding shooter and jump gate. Sliding shooter, it gives you almost infinite ammo. My main right now is Axel. Probably why I do like the stock, because I can just slide and shoot with it. But yeah, the laser sight is really good on the R9. It's just not my favorite. I recommend using the magazine, but you cannot go wrong with using either or. The only reason I don't like the laser sight is because I do like to use the R9 for about this. The little jump just makes it uncomfortable for me to shoot it, and it puts a lot of strain on my wrist, which I have carpal tunnel, so I don't really use it that often. Now we're on to the alternator. The alternator, this gun barely has any recoil. Just right there, I'm not strafing anything still. I'm just pulling down the trigger. I'm just pulling down the stick. I recommend using the laser sight. This gun has a really good hip fire, and if you're aiming in, it's not as bad as the R9 will. Especially once you get the double tap on this gun, it is deadly with the laser. Definitely one of the fastest in the game. I highly suggest using the alternators, especially with the new laser sight, and obviously the double tap. It is overpowered, and you will definitely get a lot more damage and more kills with this gun in your games. Now we're on to the P2020. The P2020, I recommend you also use the laser sight on this gun. The laser sight is insane on this gun. You do this and you instantly ready. P20s this season have the same time to kill as R99 with hammer points. So if you're gonna run any attachment on the P20, you should run the laser sight, not the magazine, because the reloading on the P20 is actually a really big deal. Now onto the Prowler. This gun is the gun that's making most of the headlines this season. Is the Prowler. It has the fastest time to kill this season, and it's everyone's bread and butter this season now. So what you really want to get is your combo. So we're gonna get that real quick. Change fire. There you go. This gun kills so quickly. It is, I think, the main SMG that's been using AOHS right now. And the jump on it isn't even that bad. It honestly feels like you're cheating. It feels like you're cheating. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you should run your laser sight on this gun every time. Every time. Now the car is kind of the same as the R99, except for it has so much more ammo. So you can run either the stock or the laser sight on the car. Laser sight, kind of just like, and the recoil isn't too bad with the laser sight. So it's safest bet is probably use the laser sight. Me, I'll probably pick up the stock a lot if you're watching me play. But I'm not the best in the world, so you should probably be using the laser sight, obviously. Now this one is a more, these two SMGs are a little more hard to judge, mainly because of the new energy weapon system, which honestly I haven't, so like, you can't really see it. So the way the energy weapon system works is, it works kind of like how the L-Star worked, but it's more so you don't have ammo. You have an energy. Your gun holds energy. So you can run your laser sight, which for the purple, I think you have around like, the equivalent is around like, I think 40 bullets to around 60, I believe. Your energy. So you're obviously, it's not going to be able to be a very reliable gun, because if you're not frying everybody you run into, and you have to reload a bunch, it's not reliable. So I would recommend you actually use, let's talk the sight, the magazine, so you get more ammo on the gun. And the gun has no recoil, so you're just frying a lot of anyways with it. So you can use the Volt. Use the magazine. Same with the R9, same with the RE45. 30 in one mag. Alter. She makes the gun insanely good. So yeah. I believe I kind of went over every gun. I didn't use every single gun. I kind of just gave you guys a demonstration of how the gun should be used this season. It's my first time ever making content like this, so if it's not as good, I'm sorry. I'm getting used to doing this type of stuff. And if you guys want to see more content like this, please let me know. I will make more Apex content about how to get better and how I got better at Apex Legends. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one.